Hi, my name is Kara and I'm a writing assistant at the Writing Center here at OSU.
Hi Kara, could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
Yes, so first of all, probably my go-to is just prioritizing the students' concerns before my own. So it's more of a first order thing with what they think they want to fix about their paper, and then it's a second order thing when I suggest what I want to fix or think that should be done. And then another more successful strategy that I oftentimes use is something else that I've learned outside of the Writing Center is about how passive mastery of language learning is first before active mastery. So oftentimes I kind of go back with the writer about their reasoning and thought process, about what they were writing about and how they came to that conclusion or how they worded it. And just trying to help that process and those thoughts to kind of synthesize in their memory and come more onto the side of active mastery rather than staying in passive mastery.
Hi, I'm Laura Wardenkamp and I'm a writing assistant at the Writing Center. One of the most successful strategies I use with English language learners is building rapport and just putting myself in their shoes and letting them know that I'm doing that, that it would be hard for me to go to another country and learn a new language and go to school and do all of that. It's difficult, and that puts them at ease a lot of the time.
Right. I'm Grant Gamble. I'm a writing assistant at OSU.
Hi Grant, could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
Yeah, so one of my most successful strategies is finding places in the writing where I can sort of take a step back from sort of that line editing mode and ask, what do you mean by this? And it's usually moments where maybe word choice is a little strange, or there's just sort of a lack of clarity in what they're saying. So getting them to talk about their paper rather than just fixing grammar issues, which is sort of what they ask for when they come in, and it's the easiest way to get through a paper. Taking a step back, getting them to talk about the paper is a good way to keep everyone involved.
Hi, I'm Haley Egan.
Hi Haley, could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
Yeah, well, often when I'm working with English language learners, I have a pad of paper, and it's really important for them to see writing, to speak, and to also write. So often when they have trouble saying something, or if it doesn't make sense in their paper, I ask them to speak it to me, because sometimes speaking is a lot less scary, and I write down exactly what they say when they're trying to describe their thought, and then we can edit that together. And then I usually give the paper to them at the end of their time with me, and I'll also write like if I see patterns in their paper, I write those notes down so that they can review at home. And so learning English doesn't stop at the Writing Center. It's also something they can take, because repetition is the most important part of learning a new language.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Soderberg and I'm an undergraduate writing assistant here at the Writing Center.
Hi Charlotte.
Hi.
Can you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
I have to say one of my most successful strategies is just being encouraging, because a lot of times I think they're critical of their own writing because they know they're not a native speaker, so they're already going to be kind of sometimes hypercritical. So it's good to just encourage them with something they did well in their paper, and then keep that tone throughout, like be pointing out things they've done well, and that just sets the tone for the whole session. And I find they're really open to suggestions once they know they are capable of doing something successfully.
My name is Cheyenne, and I've been a writing assistant since January.
Hi Cheyenne, could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
Why, yes, Lily. A lot of the times with working with grammar, and like a lot of the other problems that international students have, it's like not beating around the bush. So like we'll go through our paper and then I'll just make corrections. And then so they see the pattern and then I correct it, and then if they have questions they'll ask and we'll talk about it. But yeah, just tackling every mistake, essentially.
Hello, my name is Amanda, and I'm a writing tutor at Oregon State University.
Hi, Amanda. Could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
It's not very technical, but my most successful strategy is just patience and flexibility. I've found that if I try to make the student conform to preconceived notions that I have about what a session should look like, they're unsatisfied. I can feel that they're unsatisfied, and it doesn't go well. So what I try to do is I really listen to what they want to work on, and I do my best to accommodate them. Otherwise, it doesn't end up being a successful session. And I have to be okay with maybe putting what we would consider high priorities on a lower level in order to make them happy.
Hi, I'm Lacey Rowland, and I'm a Writing Center assistant, and I'm also a graduate student here at Oregon State University.
Hi, Lacey. Could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
Yeah, so I think my most successful strategy, and something that I've been learning a lot as just being a Writing Center assistant, is to be a really critical listener. So often we're taught about what to say, but I think what's really important is also to learn how to listen to your students that come in, and being able to understand what they're trying to say or what they're trying to write, and be able to respond thoughtfully. So often it's just a little bit of miscommunication, and to be able to listen and respond is really important.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a writing assistant here at the Writing Center.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
I think one of the better strategies I've picked up is explaining that you understand what they're saying, you understand where they're coming from, because a lot of time that gap is really intimidating, and it's kind of a little bit disconcerting, because a lot of time the students who are in ELL, they're really, really, really smart, because obviously it takes a lot to get into a school that's 1,000 miles away, so it's a lot of times it's really hard for them to be taking university classes in a completely different language. So it's just having them know that you understand what they're trying to say, and you understand where they're coming from, and just giving them ways to improve that clarity is more important than just going over line editing and whatnot.
Hi, so my name is Carissa Sabini. I currently work for the Writing Center, and I'm working on my master's in Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies.
Hi, Carissa.
Hi.
Could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
Yeah, so I think a lot of my strategies kind of overlap with just working as a writing tutor in general. Maybe more little salient in this case, but I think one of the biggest ones is kind of letting your writer know what they're doing well. So a lot of times you'll have a student come in and be like, I want to work on grammar. That's all I want to do is work on grammar. I'm really worried about it, which of course you definitely want to focus on, but you also want to point out to them these are the patterns that you're already, on top of, you're doing well, and you're making good progress with. So then usually it makes them feel a little bit better about, some patterns where they're not really making those connections. And I think that's really important just because they're so focused on the negative, when in a lot of cases it's really little easy fixes. So I think that's definitely one of the biggest ones.
Hi, my name is Verity. I am a MFA graduate student in creative writing right now. One of the most successful strategies that I have working with ELL students is letting them guide the conversation. I ask a lot of questions that are just what do you mean by that? Can you tell me more about that? Who are you talking about here? Does your audience understand this? Would your reader understand this? A lot of times we won't write anything for a little while, and we'll just sit and sort of have a conversation, and then I'll go back over it and I'll be like, okay, let's just take the 3 most important things that we talked about, and then we'll write those in bullet points and try to make a few sentences.
I'm Carly Rumberg. I'm a third-year English major, and I've worked at the Writing Center for about a year now.
Hi, Carly. Could you please share some of your most successful strategies on working with English language learners?
I found that with English language learners, BICS and CALP really kind of determine where the session goes from there. If the student is pretty conversational and they can kind of metacognate about what's happening with the writing process, then I would say bump the session up to CALPS and kind of let the student kind of understand what structure we use in American academic writing and how to improve from there. If the student is not quite up to speed with conversational English, I would say engaging them in conversation more about the writing, asking them some questions and clarifying any concerns they have would probably be the first step I would take from there.